We think it's going to be a beautiful day. The sun is now just starting to rise, for goodness sake. What is happening here?
Next
we
week.
we fall back next
My
week.
I
Right?
can't wait.
Yes. But there's gonna be some sun today. We'll take that. It won't get real warm.
Steve, you've lived here longer than a year, right? You've seen this happen before.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, Kevin. It's just amazing how
Like, if you're new, then you get it. But come on,
it
man.
seems like every day it's like 10 minutes later now with
I
the
know.
sunrise.
I'm just trying to
so-
deal with it. I'm sick of complaining. I'm sick of hearing myself complain about it. So I'm taking my vitamin D and I'm dealing with it.
Okay. You can take your vitamin D
I
and
will
go
bring
home.
you some too.
Yeah, I was out in shorts and a T-shirt this morning trying to acclimate.
Yeah, well,
That's the deal.
Yeah, don't blink. It's going to be 30 below before you know
in
it.
another
Yeah,
week.
Thanks, Kevin.
Sorry,
Appreciate
it's
that.
coming.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, friends, it is time for What's Up in West Fargo, our weekly visit to the city of West Fargo with McKenzy Olson of Epic Companies. McKenzy's got a guest with her this month, West Fargo City Engineer Dustin Scott. McKenzy and Dustin, welcome. Thanks for coming into the show today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so Dustin, as a city engineer, tell us a little bit about the Sheyenne Street projects that are now part of the West Fargo landscape. How involved have you been in all that?
Well, I've very privileged to have been involved in the last decade, planning and preparing for the much needed and anticipated Sheyenne Street urbanization. Basically, taking that from a 2-lane rural section road that has served that south side where all that growth has been, to get that into now a 6-lane and a 4-lane urban roadway that can move traffic in and out of there and really accommodate the business development that has been so vital for West Fargo.
Yeah. And McKenzy, your company, obviously Epic Companies, has been really important and really involved in that. How much fun has it been to see that part of town kind of come alive here in the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely the south side of West Fargo, I guess I kind of refer to it as, along Sheyenne Street and 32nd there, as we have the lights at Sheyenne 32 coming along. It seems now as the roads have started to open, people have been like, wow, something's actually building there. Because for so long, so many people took an alternate route because of that being closed and the different construction projects that were happening there. But for us, it's all going to be, that ease of access, having more traffic along those roads, everything, that visibility of people driving along. It makes it better for our businesses, our residents, and better for the city overall. They have a lot of households in that area, so it's going to be easier on a lot of people's commutes.
Dustin, from the city's perspective, what does it mean to you to see the growth in that area the way it's come up?
Well, and I am a born and raised West Fargo kid myself, so it is tremendous. It's amazing. It's inspiring, really, to see a town just really grow as fast and as successful as West Fargo has.
Has it developed in the way that city engineering thought it might? Has the vision and the plan and now what you're seeing, are you kind of getting what you thought you would?
Well, I can tell you that plans change, and especially from an engineer's perspective, I never would have thought that we would have something like what Epic has brought to the table, and the vision and development that they've moved forward with in West Fargo has really enhanced what I thought was successful growth in West Fargo. So no, I didn't foresee something like Lights at 32nd, where we're going to have a great facility and complex there that's going to be managed very well and successful over the next few years.
So what do you think the city is becoming based on some of these projects there, that when you talk to people that do your job maybe in other cities, you can say, hey, here's what's going on in West Fargo, and we're pretty excited about how things are going?
Well, I think one of the unique things is that we continue to grow. We've been really growing successfully in the last 20 years. When you think about some of the new developments, both on the north and south side of interstate. So we continue to see that growth. We're not just a quick flash in the pan type growth. So maintaining that and sustaining that, I think, is something that West Fargo and its leaders have done a tremendous job with, and getting the right business development teams into the area to have good relationships moving forward to make that successful.
Yeah, and you need companies like, and Epic is not the only one, but there's certainly one that's doing it really well. But from your perspective, it sure helps your job when there are companies that are interested in helping things grow and flourish the way they are.
Absolutely. When we don't have to be salesmen and we can focus on the engineering to make things work and make them safe, and develop a community that's really fun to be in, but is safe, and having a developer that is like-minded and helps promote that makes the job very easy.
What are the challenges in kind of pulling off all these things and making it all work together in one master plan?
Coordination is certainly a difficult thing, and as the engineers, we're sometimes more focused on the technical aspects, and so things get much easier when we have a development company like Epic that they came in and they set up coordination meetings, weekly meetings that we can bring the contractors in and help coordinate not only with their projects but the city projects as well. So, coordination. Communication is probably right up there, with coordination and getting the public engaged, keeping them informed, creating that all of the outlets so that whether it's social media, in the paper, what have you, that everyone is aware of what's going on, what's coming next, so that we're all anticipating the next move. And so, I'd say those are our biggest challenges.
I'll ask both of you the same question. McKenzy, I'll start with you. As you look 20 years out in West Fargo, what do you think the city looks like or feels like maybe that's a little different than it looks right now? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so, each year it seems like more and more children are in West Fargo, which is exciting for the school system. So it keeps, growing the school systems, and especially like now growing into Horace. I do anticipate that Horace will be kind of a part of West Fargo. I feel like right now it's already becoming somewhat, but as the city keeps growing. But I also anticipate a lot of opportunities, job growth being a large part of it, keeping those younger-minded families in the area, keeping the households growing, and just kind of keeping family-friendly activities in West Fargo. I know West Fargo has strived very hard to have activities for families to be able to go to with their West Fest and cruise nights and different activities in downtown. So it's kind of exciting as myself when, the older I get and the more that we have a family and different things happening, we have places that we're able to take our family and places that we feel as a part of a community.
Yeah. Dustin, how about from your perspective? What does the city look like in 20 years and maybe we don't see so much right now or see as much yet?
Well, I think if you were to ask our leadership too, I think West Fargo becomes more of a destination hub. Instead of people coming from outside of the area into the West Fargo area, there's going to be
they want to come to West Fargo specifically.
Exactly. We're gonna have those resources there with our development partnerships. We're going to create that need and reason and want to come here and be in West Fargo and really associate that destination with West Fargo itself.
You're not really landlocked at all, are you? In the city, you could expand north, west, or south, couldn't you?
We are landlocked to the south. We have Horace immediately to the south.
Oh, Horace, yeah, yep. Right.
Exactly. So we've gone about as far south as we can.
Okay.
To the west, we're going to be a little bit hindered based on the FM diversion alignment that's going to come right west of us. Not that we can't grow on the outside of that, but our focus in the long term is probably going to be to the north and to the northwest. Okay. We're working on decommissioning our lagoons over the next 5 to 10 years. That's going to open up a lot of land, and there is a lot of extraterritorial limits to that northwest. So I anticipate that growth going that way.
Okay, interesting stuff. Yeah, we hear about all the growth in the southern part of West Fargo, but the north side does offer some opportunities there too. There's a project on the north side of town, Dustin, that's getting some attention called the Road Diet Plan. What is that? Are the roads getting skinnier up there, or what's going on here?
That's exactly right. It's an industry standard that the terminology road diet is just associating a road being put on a diet. It's what it sounds like. We're going to shrink up the roadway. It really follows the Main Street initiative that Governor Burgum put in place a couple of years ago. We were able to get federal funding to follow that, but it really takes and turns the road into a little bit more of a narrow section, adds walkways, adds on-street parking, some diagonal parking on one side, parallel parking on the other. But the purpose there is to really complement, again, the development that we've had. We've already implemented some of this road diet concept in front of Epic's buildings, the Pioneer Place and the Cheyenne Plaza, over the last few years. So we're really just going to continue that. We're going to use federal money to do so. And again, the Main Street Initiative, it's a program that was put in place really by Governor Burgum. And I believe this week there is a summit out in Bismarck where they're going to be focusing on Main Street Initiative. Other communities like Valley City and Fargo, they've done some of this, and we're excited to introduce that downtown West Fargo. So
as you take a look at maybe narrowing the roadway, there's no safety concerns there? You still feel like it can be safe movement of traffic?
Absolutely. Yep. It slows traffic down. Back in early 2018, we took that segment of Sheyenne Street off our truck route system. So we already are starting to constrict the type of traffic that's down there. We want to have, events. We want to have people standing out in the walkways and in our boulevards in front of the buildings. So we don't want traffic moving real fast through there. We don't want trucks coming through there. So yes, we're going to introduce some bump outs, which gives us room to have on-street parking. And we're going to narrow up our crosswalk. So when we do have people crossing the road, children, what have you, that's going to go from a 45-foot stretch of road to cross down to a 25-foot stretch of road to cross. So it really enhances safety there, again, as well as promotes that downtown event feel. So
Okay, interesting stuff. McKenzy, the Lights at Cheyenne project is going up fast. Are people going to be moving in there pretty soon?
Well, November 1st is approaching us quickly here on Friday, and that is opening day of the parking ramp. So that's kind of exciting. That's the first city-owned parking ramp to be in West Fargo. So that's another reason that kind of plays off why West Fargo is going to become a destination location. And the parking ramp, I mean, I feel like the first cars that will start to park in it will be associated with the West Fargo Sports Arena, especially when they have the big Packers Mustangs hockey game coming up in the month of November. And then over time, stay tuned. We'll have like a ribbon cutting and different things for the actual parking ramp so that the public knows it's open to everyone to park in. It is going to be public parking, which is exciting. And then the lights at Cheyenne 32, as you see, the windows have started to go up on both the first and second floor of the first building, which is expected to open January 2020 here. For businesses and residents, I think one of the biggest things is knowing that there's 49 tenants that are going to be in the first, residential tenants that will be in the first building. So you'll have a lot of different people that will be able to come and bring business to your business, which is nice. And then in the second building, we have set for 36 residential tenants that will be in there. And we have about a little over 20,000 square feet on the first and second floor of the first building and the second building. So that's also really exciting because it seems like we'll be bringing a lot of commerce to that part of West Fargo. And as you know, the Lights at Cheyenne 32 is a very complex project with the 4 mixed-use buildings, the parking ramp, and the entertainment plaza. So we kind of continue to work on the momentum, and hopefully we'll be able to announce some big shows coming up here soon.
Okay, sounds good. You don't want to hint at any for us this morning, do you, while you're here?
I think some of the radio stations will appreciate what they are.
Oh,
So.
okay. All right.
It's not much of a hint.
No.
She's got a job to do. We all get it. When businesses contact you, what is it that they're excited about that's getting them interested? I'm assuming the traffic, obviously, and just
Yep.
the demographic trend. But what about it is it that seems to be really ringing true with the business community there?
A lot of it has to do with the city of West Fargo. The city of West Fargo is really great to work with for business-wise. They can see kind of the vision and everything that's expanding there and what future plans are for the city. So that's a big part of it. And another thing with the development as a whole, like I mentioned, there's already going to be people that live there, so people to support their business. There's easy access to parking. There's a parking ramp right there, plus there's drive-up parking. And our fit-up is a little bit different than a lot of other commercial businesses, per se, with our vanilla shell, meaning that we have underground parking already, so we're going to provide you that concrete floor. We're going to bring the HVAC and electrical right to your space, and then you hook it up from there. So that's different about our development, a mixed-use concept compared to a lot of other commercial spaces in town.
Okay, and you have some other cool things going on that you're excited about here in November?
Yeah, November 12th, we are having a public open house at Pioneer Place in downtown West Fargo. Pioneer Place opened in July 2019, and the residential units filled up very quickly. We still have some commercial space available, roughly over 6,000 square feet approximately. So we're hoping to get that leased up here with a $25 fit-up allowance. So the open house is going to be a really good time to showcase the whole building, give people the chance to walk through, check out the commercial spaces, and come and mingle and hang out in downtown West Fargo. So it'll be a fun time. It's 3 to 6 on the 12th.
Okay, sounds like some good stuff. Dustin, anything that you want to leave our listeners with this morning as we finish up here today? Anything else you want to share with the folks?
certainly want to extend our appreciation for the public to be patient in the last 2 years as we've been working on this important project down south with Sheyenne Street. Again, we're hoping to be in and out of there by the November 1st. Might have some touch up next fall, but again, just really appreciate the awareness driving and that patience. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Very good. Thanks for coming in today. McKenzy, how about you? Any last thoughts for us this morning before we let you go?
Yeah, just visit our online, thelightswf.com or epiccompaniesnd.com. We always love to network with people and visit with you about what ideas or visions that you'd like to see in the community. So,
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to you both for coming in and helping start our week off here.
yeah,
Thanks a lot
thanks
for the
for
time.
having us.
You got it. That is Dustin Scott from West Fargo. He's the city engineer, and McKenzy Olson from Epic Companies. It's 8:21 here on the Need to Know Morning